we're not
Yes.
yet.
We're
I
not?
have to get my notes out.
We're not recording yet? I thought we were.
Now, I have to ask you ahead of time, are you interested in any pictures?
Oh, sure.
Well, then you come and tell me what you want.
Okay. I'm getting a real good close-up of you. I got, there you go.
This is all new.
Let me get this lady over here. Where are we? There you are. You're the photographer, aren't you?
Yep.
From the Portsmouth Times. Okay. I got the other lady. We invite everybody to the party.
The reason I'm behind the camera is because I don't like having my picture taken.
Why can't I get my picture taken with these two young things?
Well, you can if you want to.
Well, that's just something, that's just money I had, I don't know
Okay.
what it is. But these are the pictures that,
Great.
you want to do yours first?
No, you all can start talking and she can
They're
just.
gonna do what we're doing.
Oh, this tells,
Yep, okay. I knew you would.
it tells on the bottom what it is.
Okay. We'll get into all that. Now, you have to tell me your name. What is your name?
Oh, but now I've forgotten. Susan Marsh, S-U-S-A-N. I want you
What's
to
your
get.
middle name?
I don't have any. I don't use it. I want you to get this
You
Coast Guard.
do have one,
I
and you
want
don't
you-
use it. Is that what you said?
That's right.
What is your middle name?
Susan is my middle name. I don't use the first name. I want this Coast Guard thing in. Can you see it?
Were you in the Coast Guard?
Yes.
You'll be my first Coast Guard person. When is your birth date?
My birthday,
Mhm.
November 7, 1908. I remember that. I can put this on the other side if you want me to.
It's fine.
November 7, 1908.
1908.
That'd be 91 and 9 months. We figured it up for the girls,
All right.
so we know what it is.
All right, now, I give everybody one of these. This tells that you were videotaped today, August 30th, and you are on tape number 15. You're on tape 15. That tape will be on the shelf at the Portsmouth Public Library, okay?
But it will not be shown publicly.
Well, if somebody wants to go
Well,
in and
yes, I
look
know,
at it,
yeah, I
you
see
know,
what
but I
you-
mean, it's
yeah.
not gonna be on TV or something.
Okay.
It's just like,
Would
you
you
know,
spell
100 years from now.
That's S-C-H.
Oh, S-C-H.
Uh-huh. The Marshes in Portsmouth are S-H. I think that's English. Ours is the German, M-A-R-S-C-H.
M-A-R-S-C-H. Wow, I messed up. M-A-R-S-C-H.
That's good, okay.
Keep this with your stuff.
Oh,
So
all right.
when, 100 years from now, when they find that, they can go down the
Oh,
library and
yes,
say,
uh-huh.
there's great auntie.
Oh, Lordy, help us. Now,
Let me ask you some questions here. I try to create a genealogical line first. I know that people are interested in that sort of thing. What were your parents, let's see, you told me your name and your date of birth. Where were you born?
I was born in Marietta.
Marietta, Ohio.
Ohio.
Okay.
Mhm.
And your present address, of course, is this
It's here, I
facility.
came here in 93,
This is Hillview Retirement Center, isn't
Yes.
it? And what's the address here?
1610 28th Street.
161028. And what was your occupation?
I was a business education teacher.
Okay, where did you teach?
Marietta High School.
Where?
Marietta High
Oh,
School.
Marietta High School. Okay.
That was the finishing years. You don't care about the whole history.
Well, what other types of occupations?
Well,
have
that
you
was
had?
it. I taught school, and of course, in the summer, by having that kind of education, I could work in an office.
Oh, I see.
Which
And
I did.
You did do that?
Yes.
Okay, so your education was,
Was in the business field,
did you have a bachelor's degree then? or
yeah,
what?
from Marietta College.
All right, did you go on to get
I
a
went
master's?
on to the University of Cincinnati for an MA.
Okay, and
And
now,
OU, in between, I went to Higher University.
okay, so you have a master's degree
Mhm.
and a bachelor's degree?
Yeah,
Now, let me ask you this, were you married?
no,
Okay, what were your parents' names? Your father's name?
my father's name was Carl, K-A-R-L, German.
Okay, Karl Marsh, okay.
Mhm.
What was your mother's name?
Anna Schulteis Marsh,
Okay. Anna, and her maiden name was Schulteis.
was Schulteis.
So they were both German, it sounds
Yes.
like. Okay. What was your father's parents' names?
Oh.
Didn't know there'd be a test, did you?
Well, Why, my father's name was Jacob, J.P. Marsh.
Okay, that'd be your grandfather.
My grandfather was J.P.,
And his
And
wife?
his wife was Elizabeth.
Okay.
And of course, in the old days, that was Lizzie.
Okay.
Lizzie and Jake.
Now, your mother's parents' names, what were their names?
My mother's parents' name was E-V-A. They pronounced it Eva.
Eva.
Eva Schulteis.
Uh-huh.
And the father was Lewis, L-E-W-I-S.
Okay, now were they German also?
They were German.
Now, when did they come over from Germany? All
Well,
these people, do you recall?
I don't know.
Did they ever tell you?
Of course, they were born here, the
Okay.
first generation,
Okay.
but the others came over before. No, I would have to go to my records to find out.
That's all right. Now, did you have brothers and sisters?
No, I had one sister,
Okay.
and we lost her in the flu epidemic, which you don't
that'd be
remember maybe, 1918.
1918.
Yeah.
Yes. My great-grandmother died in that also.
Not many families were spared, were they?
No, many people
No, that
died.
was
So you were the only child in that
after that,
survived?
yes.
Okay. Now, when did you end up in Portsmouth, Ohio, in Sauter County?
93, June of 93,
And why would that be?
because I wanted to come here in the retirement center.
Okay. Now, you were in the Coast Guard?
Yes,
Were
which is
you-
the SPARS, S-P-A-R-S.
What is that?
That's the Coast Guard. Semper Paratus, always ready.
Oh, Semper Paratus, always ready.
Always ready, and the
Okay.
way, I don't know what the wave was, because I don't know what the WAVES stood for.
Well, we don't care about that.
Women something.
Yeah, we don't care about it. Okay. Did you, you enlisted then? Okay.
Yes.
When did you enlist?
I enlisted in March of 43.
Mhm.
Now, I may have to look at these a little bit.
That's all
March
right.
of 43, I went to Cleveland.
Was that where you did your
That-
basic
no.
training?
No, that's where I took the physical and mental exam. We
Okay,
had to go up there and take the exams.
okay,
Then if you passed, you were placed someplace.
I see. So after Cleveland, where did you go?
After Cleveland, I came home to wait to see if I passed the exam.
Oh, okay.
And inasmuch as I did, then I awaited orders.
Mhm.
And the orders sent me to Smith College in Northampton.
I see. And is that where you did your basic training?
That's where I did, yes, what we call, well, not basic really, well, yes, basic in extent.
Okay, okay. So you went in as an enlisted person? Or
No,
what?
I went into officer's
You
training.
went in as an officer.
Mhm.
When were you discharged?
I was discharged in 1946,
What was your rank when you were discharged?
lieutenant,
That would be Captain Army, I think.
I think so.
Okay, so you went in as a second lieutenant, what
I
would
went
they
in
call
as
it?
an ensign.
Ensign is what they
Mhm.
call it, right?
Yeah.
And then what did you do after you went to Smith College? How
Then
long were you at Smith College?
At Smith College, we were there for 3 weeks.
I see.
When, do you want me to tell
Yeah,
about
why
this?
don't you tell me
When
your
word came that the Coast Guard had been given permission to have a women's corps,
Uh-huh.
and they asked any of us who would be interested then to think about it one day, and then the next day we were asked to step forward. And you
Okay.
want me to tell you how they did that?
It sounds like you were in the Navy first,
I was in the Navy first.
and then they gave the Coast Guard permission to
That's
have
right.
women, and then
Mhm.
you transferred to the
That's
Coast
right.
Guard. Okay, yeah. Tell
Then
me.
then the Navy got us together and asked us to line up, those that were interested.
Mhm.
And they knew, of course, we'd been through high school, so there was no question about that. You took 1 step forward for 1 year in college, 2 steps forward for 2 years in college, so forth. And those of us that ended up with 4 years in college then were told if we wanted, we could go to the Coast Guard Officers Training School.
Mhm.
So then we left Northampton and went to New London to the Coast Guard Academy.
New London would be in Connecticut.
Connecticut,
Is that correct?
mhm.
Okay. How long were you at the academy?
And that was another 3 weeks
3 weeks at the
of
academy.
basic training.
I see.
Mhm.
Well, what did they do there? What does the Coast Guard do?
Well, they, you mean as a whole, or?
Yeah, let's talk about it in these terms, like what did you do? What,
Well, we were taught the names of the vessels
oh, I see.
and the types of life-saving and what it meant by an icebreaker, just basic training.
Mhm.
The real training for on the job
Mhm.
was done later.
I see. Where did you do that?
From New London, I went to Stillwater, Oklahoma. And it's,
Doesn't strike me as a Coast Guard town.
no, it sure doesn't. Well, that's where the Navy was already.
Yeah.
So then we went when we
Okay.
came. and Oklahoma A&M at Stillwater.
Well, how long were you there?
I was there, I think I was there maybe 3 weeks, 3 or 4 weeks.
I see.
And that's where the D&D, which is called Drill and Discipline,
Mhm.
was taught that we would use after we got our permanent station.
And did the permanent station come next?
The permanent station came next.
Where was that for you?
Well, let me tell you how that came about.
Right.
When we were going to be assigned, the assigning officer said, "Where would you like to go?" And I said, "Well, Charleston, South Carolina." "Oh," he said, "lady," he said, "the mosquitoes there are tri-motored. Why would you pick that?"
Tri-motor mosquitoes?
That's what he said.
Uh-huh.
Well, I said, "Because I know somebody going." Well, he just looked at me, he said, "Have you ever been west of the Mississippi?" And I said, "No." Well, he said, "Then you're going to Long Beach."
Well, why'd they bother to ask you where you wanted to go for?
I suppose, just to be nice.
Right.
To think we're trying. So I ended in Long Beach, California.
All right. Did you like it? Long
Is that
Beach?
a foolish question?
Well, I'm just asking.
Yes.
We gotta make a record.
We've got, is this being recorded?
Yes, it is. What do you think?
Well, I thought I was just talking to you.
Well, you are, but.
Well, anyway, yes, I ended in Long Beach and it was beautiful.
Oh, how long were you there?
I was there until I was discharged in 46, which the whole span was 33 months.
What did you do in Long Beach? What was your job?
My job in Long Beach, I had 4. There are 4 branches to the Coast Guard. I worked in pay. Of course, this was the business education background. I worked in pay, which is self-explanatory. And then I worked in supply. When the men would come in, the ships would come into the San Pedro Harbor, they would come to the headquarters and tell what they needed. That was supply. We made the orders out. Then I worked in commissary where they held the food for the 11th Naval District. And from there I went to the clothing locker where they issued the gear, the uniforms and all that business. So I was lucky, I got in all 4 branches of it. It never had a boring minute.
You liked it a lot?
I did like it a lot, yes, because I was,
Why didn't you stay in?
why didn't I stay in? Because when I left Marietta High School in March, you see, I hadn't even finished 1 semester. I had just come there. And the superintendent said, "You may go if you promise to come back and fulfill this contract."
Oh,
So I was committed. Many stayed out there.
I see.
But I had a letter from my mother, and she said, "I met the superintendent on the post office steps this morning, and he wants to know how soon you're coming
When are you
back."
coming back?
So then I knew he remembered my commitment.
Okay. So you would have stayed otherwise?
I doubt it. No, I don't think it would.
You would not have?
You get tired of no change in season.
Mhm.
We went, the commanding officer one time could sense.
Would you have stayed in the Coast Guard? though?
No, I didn't do that either, or in the reserve or any of it.
I see.
But he sent us to Pasadena one weekend. He said, "You women go up there where you'll see trees with the leaves on it." Deciduous.
First time you've seen a tree with the leaf
Yeah,
on it for a while.
the palm trees get monotonous.
Well, so you must have become very familiar with the Long Beach area. Okay.
Fairly, yes.
Now, that would be in the Los Angeles area?
In the south of it.
South of Los Angeles and in between
Yeah.
San Diego.
Mhm.
Okay.
And many parades we made, war bond parades,
Did
and that's
you?
what some of these are.
Well, I was going to ask you then, did you meet any stars, movie stars?
No, none of that.
Well, they were sometimes in the parade.
They were sometimes, and sometimes some were in the Coast Guard. But see, they were like in bands.
Did you ever see them anywhere?
No.
Okay, but they were in bands and you had parades, and what are these pictures then?
Well, this was our commanding officer,
Okay.
Dorothy Stratton,
Oh, Dorothy
And-
Stratton.
and she came out there.
Where are you there?
I'm right here.
I see, okay. All right.
And this
Let me
is
get
a
picture
parade
of that
we
later.
had, and this is where I am here.
All right, where are you there? Show
Right
me.
here.
Okay, you're right out front there, aren't you?
Yes, I had all that.
Yeah, with those
That's
troops
what they
in there.
trained us for in Oklahoma, see,
Oh,
that drill and
the
discipline.
drilling? Okay.
Mhm.
You're gonna whip those troops into shape, don't you?
Into shape.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is the same thing, but this is a
This must
parade
be you, isn't it?
with eyes right, shows how we do it.
Uh-huh.
Everybody turns their eyes right except this column, and they don't because they're to keep us in line.
Yeah, they gotta see where they're going.
That's right.
Uh-huh.
This is the training out in Oklahoma, the D&D training, all over their campus. we had to line up and
What's D and
practice.
D? Oh, discipline and drill.
Yeah,
Right.
drill and discipline.
I see there. There's the
Oh,
band and
yes,
everything.
that was the Navy and Coast Guard, both of us.
Okay,
And this is just more, one war bond parade after another.
I
We
tell you.
raised a lot of money, I would imagine.
Did you get any of that money?
No, well, I bought war bonds, we all bought war. Here's our little, well, anyway.
There's a ship.
We're talking about war bonds here. The Coast Guard company at Stillwater's bought the most war bonds money-wise.
I see.
So they took our picture in 100%.
100%.
Mhm.
Well, there's a tree with a leaf on it.
You want to
Oh,
see
that's
one
in
now in
Stillwater.
Oklahoma, yeah.
That's
Well, this is just another, the
Another March.
Los Angeles building. This was a beautiful sight, the San Pedro shipyards at night. Beautiful.
I see the harbor lights, except,
Uh-huh.
what does that mean? Is that a song?
Yeah.
That's a nice looking place there.
This is where we took the enlisted girls back and forth to their classes
I see.
at Stillwater.
Were you pretty rough on them?
No.
You weren't?
Oh,
Were you
sure I
easy?
was.
You
You want
weren't?
me to deck you? You- Here I watch along the side of the
My
Girl
wife
Scouts.
does that. I know.
She takes care of that. This is the girls taking their exams.
I want to see that ship.
Well, you will. That's the mutiny on the Bounty,
Oh,
and the Coast Guard took us out to see it.
must have been a movie prop.
Yeah,
Okay.
I wouldn't be surprised.
That's interesting.
And that's the girls at Stillwater taking their
Oh, I
exams.
see.
And we proctored them, and that's how I have that.
Okay, did you catch anybody cheating?
Never.
All right.
They were gone. This was really discipline. Well, here we are practicing at Stillwater. We had to practice for all those parades.
Well, now, when you went out on, did you call it Liberty?
Leave.
Leave.
Mhm.
Did you have leave every weekend?
Yes, we were, well, yes.
Where would you go?
Well, we lived in a hotel. They took over the Robinson Hotel.
I'm talking about Long Beach now.
Yeah, they took over
So
the
you-
Robinson Hotel. We lived in that.
Really?
And on weekends, the officers were free to go.
Okay, so where did you go?
Well, we went, for one thing, to Big Bear Mountain out in California. We'd go up to LA and San Clemente and San Pedro and Port Hueneme, all those places up and down the coast.
Did you
Any
have
of
a
those.
boyfriend?
Any of those. Well, that's, what do they call it? NYOB.
Well, I don't know, what do they call that?
They call that NYOB.
MYOB.
N.
What does that mean?
Help it.
Oh, none of your business. Well, I'm just wondering if you could.
Yes, oh, shucks, well, of course, that picture I wouldn't bring. And yes, I met an Army captain while I was out there.
Oh, really?
From Pittsburgh.
Okay. Now, what else can you tell me, would you like to say about, do you have anything else you'd like to say? Do
Well,
you have any,
I was taken, when I was working in pay, I was taken to San Clemente, not San Clemente, what's the name of it?
I don't know.
That famous.
San Jose, I don't
No,
know.
that's a famous place across the island. Anyway,
Oh, Caliente. No, not Caliente.
Catalina, you
Catalina,
know,
yeah.
to Catalina to pay. And
Okay,
of
you were
course,
taken over there?
it was, yeah,
Why
my
were you-
boat to
okay.
pay the men we had stationed over there.
Okay, you went
And
over to
of
pay.
course, that was a little mal de mer experience.
What?
Mal de mer.
What is that?
Seasick.
Maelstrom?
Seasick.
Okay, you got
The
seasick?
waves, you know,
You were in the Coast Guard and got seasick?
and got seasick, and that's of course a joke.
Yeah,
I mean, but coming
Is
back,
that
it
on
was,
your record?
coming back, it was all right.
Okay, well, do you have anything else you'd like to talk about or anything?
No,
Ms.
I
Mark?
think
Do you have
that-
any tattoos you want to talk about?
But, no, I didn't get any tattoos.
You were in the Coast Guard, you don't have any
And
tattoos?
no, I don't know any. That,
You don't know any of them?
you're
do you?
telling me I was cheated? The men, well, they called us gleeps, the civilians. The regulars called us gleeps. And when they took the inventory at the Coast Guard commissary, the sergeant, not the master there, came to me and he said, "Now, Lieutenant, I want to tell you, when we take this inventory, we do not count rats unless the tails are over 4 inches long." So in those ways, we took some ribbing, you know.
I see. Did you like the Coast Guard?
Yes, I
Did you
did.
enjoy it? After you got out, did you stay in contact with any of your friends, or?
Well,
Anything like that?
yes, oh yes, we wrote until, I'm almost the last one. I would be surprised if I'm not.
Oh, really? Okay. Did you have any reunions or anything like that after?
No, well, the Coast Guard had them, yes, but I didn't go.
Have you ever been back to Long Beach?
Oh, sure, twice.
Have you? When was the last time?
It's ruined now.
Is it?
They built along the shore, they built these big condos. And when we were there, you could drive up Ocean Boulevard and look at the ocean.
I see.
Now you're going up Ocean Boulevard, and here are these.
Yeah.
The
Well,
Riviera Hotel has been taken over by old folks like me, and when I was
well,
there.
that's terrible, isn't it?
That is awful, we're ruining the whole thing.
We're running the country.
There's no question
What
about it.
do you have there, by the way? You're talking
Well, I don't know what I have here.
Japanese money?
Japanese money, yes.
They
And
call
that's,
them pesos?
I don't know what they call, this stuff is just
Oh,
here.
that's a picture of you,
Well,
isn't it?
the woman that used that in the
Let me
Times,
see that.
in the Hillview ad.
Okay, let me see that.
And that's me studying at the academy, Coast Guard Academy, just to show that we studied.
Yeah, you're reading the magazine, I can tell.
Uh-huh, you can tell, yes, uh-huh.
Here, hold this up like
And
this.
what is it, where, hold it up.
Like that.
You mean this is, oh, how many years ago? I can't count that fast.
A few years back, wasn't it?
Why don't I just look at myself?
I don't know. There you
Tell
are.
me when you're through with this.
All right. I'm through.
What are you gonna call it, then and now?
Uh-huh.
Thank you very much, I appreciate it.
I've enjoyed meeting you. Who are you anyway?
My
Now,
name's
you,
John McHenry,
John McHenry.
Mhm.
Are you a native of Portsmouth?
of Schuyler County, yeah.
Mhm.
Grew up in Wheelersburg and that sort of thing.
Oh, Wheelersburg is coming right along.
Well, that's what I hear, but
I-
I don't go over there much anymore. We live out of Southwester.
Oh, you do? Mhm.
Okay. Thank you very much, Ms. Marsh.
Well, I thank you.
Appreciate everything you did.
Well,
Okay.
You have no idea what all I did.
Well, I was trying to get you to tell me,
I had to get up early.
tell me more about your boyfriend.
Well, his name was Jack,
Uh-huh.
and I met him on a street corner.
It was one of
I was
those?
standing waiting for a light, and he approached and had to wait for the light.
And he had just the line, huh?
And he introduced himself, and
The rest is history.